Hey guys, it's Mike, another episode of Transport on RecoilTV. I am in the UBCO booth at Overland Expo 2019. Honestly, I don't get excited about bikes often. I've tested a lot of bikes, but the UBCO, I'm super excited about. Thanks for coming on, Ethan. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
You guys are doing some great things. I always talk about on the podcast and survival and bugging out that electric everything is the future. And what I noticed about you guys' bike, this is the 2018 model, it's different than any other bike approaches. Typically, people take a bike, they put an engine in it, and they call it an electric bike. But this is different in so many ways. Can you do me a favor? Can you tell us about this actual particular bike?
Yeah, so again, 2018 model, two-wheel drive all time. What makes us really unique, like what you talked about, there's a lot of electric bikes on the market.
Yeah.
So you see guys making their own, new brands coming on, pedal assist, all that stuff. We're that next step up. So when you really look at the utility nature of survival or getting out, actually something that is a tool, not just something you can go ride and get from A to Z. When you look at attachment points on vehicles, motorcycles don't have 17 attachment points welded into the frame.
Nice.
You can see how we can deck these out. But it's an awesome utility lightweight motorcycle. It's 144 pounds total weight. It's got a 48 ampere hour battery on it, 50 volts, 50 to 75 mile range. 144 pounds is just really lightweight. So again, also riding capabilities. You don't have to be a completely skilled dirt bike or motorcycle rider to ride this. So anyone getting out, you jump on this, throttle, brakes up top, off you go. Easiest thing in the world.
Yeah, what I like about this bike, and you know, we've tested several bikes for RecoilTV, is the fact that this fits into survival bug outs in reality, in real life, because it's a marathon, not a sprint. Yeah, you can jump on a bike and accelerate, and it's real cool because the bike goes 50 plus miles an hour and it's this cool experience, but we're talking hours into the event where you're looking to extend your range. So you're looking to stay flat, stay comfortable for an extended period of time, and that's key in this bike. And what I like about this bike, your bike, more than any of the other bikes I've tested, is the fact that you can carry a payload on it. Now, is there a limit to the payload? Is there a low capacity on this particular bike?
So average is 335. We've gone up to about 400.
Wow.
So again, completely different than an electric bicycle. You can't really put much on it. So,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Completely. That's super awesome because I'm 235 pounds. That affords me the ability to pack out a lot of kit, even being heavier, and being able to sustain myself for the long haul. Tell me a little bit about UBCO, because I don't think a lot of people know about the business, and as far as the business aspect of how you guys got in the industry and then the electric bike industry as a whole.
Yeah.
What's you guys' journey and story?
Yeah, so the bike was actually designed in 1999, and it was designed as a farm bike from a guy who was into farming as part of his college practice in New Zealand. Technology wasn't there yet though. If they would have designed it and try and put a battery in it, lithium ion wasn't out, could have been a lead acid battery. Probably would have cost $30,000 to buy and build one.
Oh yeah.
So that's when it started. They held on to the design. 2015, they actually designed the product and brought it to market. So they designed it as an industrial ag farming bike that could be beat up, replace an ATV fleet on a farm, something that can come back at the end of the day, and it's a new work vehicle, but total low cost of maintenance. So total cost of ownership on these for those fleets, that's where it started. Our group found it in January of 17, and we're like, oh, this is not just a farming bike.
Yeah.
Like this thing's
So much more.
This thing's pretty badass. Like it's industrial built, checkbox for farming because that's industrial. Great, this thing's gonna last. We know it can come back after a work day. So we brought it into the US market more as rec and adventure focused, survival type applications. Eventually we'll get into military stuff, we just haven't yet. But again, that's what we saw in it. It was almost like an old Honda CT90 110 trail bike, an old tote goat. A lot of people say it kind of looks like a Rokon, or it's the closest thing at least to a Rokon on the electric side. And that's what we saw in the product and the brand. But we're in 4 countries right now. So launched the US market, New Zealand, Australia. We're just getting ready to launch Europe. Just sent the first container bikes to the UK a couple months ago. So we're growing pretty good, but it's a unique brand. Like we're not trying to go after a full motorcycle. We're not going after e-bike. We're trying to build electric solutions that make sense so you don't have range anxiety. Like
Yeah.
that's the biggest thing everybody has. If you're on highway going 100 miles an hour, lithium ion batteries with the weight of the vehicle, unless you're a 4-wheel drive car, it's hard to go really where you want to go.
Yeah.
At 30 miles an hour max, it makes sense. That's how we can get the range out of the vehicle.
When you have something like this, you could be a basic or intermediate, never even got on a bike, and have it lower to the ground, lower center of gravity, and more comfortable to be on. And then obviously be able to utilize it in a capacity, whether it's farming, whether it's bugging out, whether it's camping. There's so many different applications for it. What's the future for UBCO? Like leading into Overland Expo, you guys are obviously getting out there. You're seeing more bikes. You guys are popping up. Like a buddy of mine, a mutual buddy of ours, Foster, hit me up, and oh wow, this is becoming popular. I mean, he's the guy who invented the van life, the overland movement almost, and now we see more of these.
Yeah.
What's the next steps for you guys as a company?
Next steps are additional models that come out, of course. You might see more power, more capabilities, more range. I think the core we focus on though is the battery technology. So big thing for us, this is a big portable power pack on wheels. It's a transportation method, get from A to Z. How else can I use the battery? So things you'll see in the future might be portable power stations from us where the battery is actually a replacement to your Honda generator. So if you think of all the utility, multiple
The
applications.
adaptability of it, yeah.
Yeah, and lithium ion prices, you know, they're coming down each year, so you
Yeah.
can stack more cells in these, get more range.
Yep.
That's the best part of what all the electric, you know, stuff is in the US. How do I get access to that? These types of markets, survival type markets, you need power for certain scenarios. You can't carry gas everywhere with you. You know, what if you had a battery that you could hook 12-volt solar panels directly into that also ran the bike? Like trying to get to as complete self-sustainable as possible. That's one of our goals. It's getting there as technology leaps each year, but it's getting there and it's closer.
That's fascinating.
Again,
I'm looking at the
yeah.
ports right now, and I didn't realize you guys have outlets to be able to charge the, different accessories off this thing. You're absolutely right. It's a power hub.
Yeah.
And it's a power hub with wheels that could additionally charge everything you have going on, but it's a mode of transportation in addition to that.
Exactly.
It's fascinating.
USB ports, 12-volt cigarette lighter adapter that gets into the battery.
Nice.
You know, build that onto the battery so you actually just take the battery out, have the inverter built into it. Think about it's stored energy. Like think about what you can do in vehicles. What if you had 4 of these lined up? It's all just stored energy.
Yeah.
And then you connect it to a good solar system or solar solution, then off you go.
I'm gonna try to convince Ethan to allow me to take this to San Francisco and do a bug out challenge with this bike. It's a fascinating platform. Ethan, I appreciate it. UBCO, you guys are doing great things. The market, you guys are gonna explode, man. I see the future with this bike. It's amazing, man. You guys have a good product. I appreciate it, man.
Sweet.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Hey guys, until next time, we'll see you in a few weeks with a new episode and a new vehicle.